Hey everyone, this is Chris with Valor VDC, and today I'd like to talk about a tool on our suite called Align Branch. What it does is it will align any branch pipe or conduit or duct or cable tray with the main run or any run you select. So if you have two pipes that are different elevations and you want them aligned so you can either join them with a T or an elbow, you can. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Revit, and I will show you how this is done. Okay, now that we're inside of Revit, you can see here that we have a simple mechanical room drawn with 3 boilers and 4 pumps on this side. We also have a riser that's got to come down. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a circuit vented system. So we're going to come in here, we're going to click at the end of this pipe, and we're going to hit draw pipe, and we're going to say make it slope down at 1/8 inch. It's going to come down here and it's going to run, and we're going to see all the piping. You can see it's clearly sloped, and our riser is sloped coming down to it. If I was to come in here and grab this and put it in the 3D view, and we come over here, you'll see that this is mostly there. If I try to connect it, it may actually connect. I'm not sure if it will or not. It looks like it did. So that's not going to work for this example. Let's go back to the 3D view and drag this up. So now you can see it's clearly up high. And if I try to connect it, you're going to see some ninja stuff start to happen with all this fun stuff happening here. It's going to try and come off the side, throw in a couple 45s, and make everything work to connect. And that's nothing that we really want to do. So let's go ahead and delete this. We'll trim these back together using the keyboard shortcut for trim. And now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and shorten this up. Normally, if you want to align another branch to a main, you'd have to come in here, you'd have to go to the systems command, you'd have to hit pipe, come down here, grab this, make sure you're aligned with that, make sure you're sloping up at the same slope that is, make sure you're starting from the same elevation, come here, and then we'd have to make sure we get the right fitting in. Excuse me. And so now we have this, and we go here, and you can see that we're clearly not aligned, and we can't use an align tool here in the 3D view. So we got to come back, and we have to draw a section, which is going to come in here. We'll come here and draw this section, and this section is going to be 11 feet long, and you're going to come in and you're going to have to go in there and change this to fine, and then hit this, change this. And then now you can finally use the align tool. You can align, and you can come in here and you can trim this together. Well, usually. Let's try it. And for some reason it's not aligned correctly, so we got to come in here, then realign it, and then come in here to the trim tool and try and trim it together, and now you have that done. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? Not. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here, we're going to delete this here and not move the door. We're going to come in here, we're going to trim these back together using the keyboard shortcut for trim, TR, and we're going to go back up here, and we're going to make this sit up higher. So you can clearly see our main is down here and our pipe is up here. So what we've done at Valor VDC is we have the align branch command. What it does, it takes a duct, pipe, conduit, cable tray, and will align them perpendicularly to a main, not perpendicular anymore. You can be at a 45 coming in. We will demonstrate this too for sure. But the first thing we'll do is we'll come into this 3D view, and we'll look at it on its side. And we'll just come in here, we'll hit the align branch. We'll select a pipe we want to align to. So that would be our main. And then we would select this pipe, and you can see it drop down and it moves. If we go back here, click on the pipe, we hit the trim tool. Oh, and voila, it goes. I'm sorry. I have my routing preference set up for Y's and not combinations, but that's okay. So now we got this. This is still 1/8 inch. This is still 1/8 inch. This is still 1/8 inch. Everything stays on slope. Everything works out great. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add these drains for the boilers. So we're going to come in here, we're going to select the pipe, the trap, and the drain itself. Come in here and we'll find the edge of the drain and we'll put it right in the center of the boiler because that seems like the right thing to do. And now we're going to say move. We're going to move it over a foot. You're going to have a 6-inch pad. You want about 6 inches from the edge of the drain. It's going to put it right in between these here. We'll come in here. We'll rotate this around. And we'll hit the space bar so that we can rotate from. And then we'll come in here. And now we have a pipe and we have this. And if I was to take this section up here, my God. And we go to the view, you can see that the pipe is here and this pipe is here. If we were to drag it down on slope, that these two pipes won't work. If I try to connect them together using this, here it's not going to connect. Let's try it again just to make sure. And it looks like it connected, but now it made it 3/8 and it added another fitting here and there. And that's not exactly what we want. So what we'll come in here and we'll do is we just don't want one. We want multiples. So let's go ahead and copy this. And now what we'll do is we'll come in here. We'll go to BIM Tools. We'll go to Align Branches, click the main, click the branch, click the main, click the branch, reoccurring theme. And then now we can come in here and we can use the Align tool, but we can multiple align elements. Boom, 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 boom. And then we can come in here, select all these bad boys and go in here and put our combinations in. And now all of a sudden we have a circuit vented system. We have our vent, we have our traps. Well, we don't have traps here. So let's go ahead and turn these into traps because we can, and we want it to look as accurate as possible. So now we have a circuit vented system, which looks great. Mostly. We still have these pumps that we have to take care of. Let's move this out the way so it doesn't get in the way. And what we'll do is we'll come in here, we'll grab one of these, and then we'll use this mirror command and we'll mirror it over. What we'll do is we'll grab the whole thing and we'll move it to be roughly centered of pumps. I don't feel like grabbing them and moving them over. Right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make this a different slope just so you can see that we can still attach different slopes. So each one of these is a chord. Let's actually make this one 3/8. Why not? Let's live on the wild side. So this one's 3/8. You'll never run a pipe at 3/8, but that's what it is. And this one's a 1/4 inch. The next thing we're going to do is we'll come back in here and now we'll look at it in 3D. We'll go to the front and you can see that these are indeed, this one's here sloped at 3/8 and then there's one more up here. Let's go ahead and grab this. We'll just move this one down so you can see what's going on. So now we got 3/8, we have 1/4, and then we have our main right here, which you can clearly see doesn't quite intersect, but we're going to make this even worse. And we're going to come back here to this view, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to wireframe so I can find the pipe. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to use the align branch command here in the main. So we'll go ahead and we'll grab this one. Now this is a pipe I want to connect to, but you can do it through fittings as long as all these pipes are the same slope. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to connect this pipe here, and I'm going to grab my pipe, and you can see it moved. And then I'm going to come down here and connect this pipe here, and I'm going to grab this pipe, and you can see it raised up. So there we go. So we have all this done up, and it's all nice. We'll go back to our regular view. And if we use the trim command, oops, you'll see that this pipe fit in. This is still an 1/8 inch. This is still an 1/8 inch. And this is still a 1/4 inch. And we have a P-trap because when you trimmed it, it turned your regular trap into a P-trap. And now what this is this is at 3/8 of an inch, and we're also hitting a piece of pipe. So we can't actually connect. So what we'll do is we'll come down here to draw a pipe, and then we'll go down, we'll slope down. We don't actually have a 3/8 slope, so we'll make it 1/2 inch. And then we'll come down here at a 45-degree angle. So this is half, this is 3/8. Wow, we're getting into some multiple slopes. And now we'll come in here, we'll just click here, and we'll click all the way down here. And then we'll click this. And now what we'll do is we'll just drag it in. And you can see it's still 1/2 inch. This is 3/8, 1/8, and 1/8. So everything works out well and everything is fine, which is great. The next thing we want to do is, let's say we have to move the main over. A lot of times if you just drag it over, it just starts messing things up, especially with these at different slopes. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this, and then we're going to grab all these items here, and we're going to move them over about 2 feet. So now we 1/4, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, still 3/8. This is still 1/2, 1/8, 1/8. So everything's the same. So if I was to use the trim command, so I come in here and I hit the trim command, and I'm going to take this 1/8 inch line and I'm going to tie it into this 1/8 inch line. They're no longer 1/8 inch. This is 9/256 of an inch. Not much slope there at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo. Come back here to the undo button, and we're going to use the align branch command, and we're going to move the main. So we can either choose to move this pipe up and down, or we can choose to move the main. The second pipe is always the one that moves to the first pipe clicked. So if we hit align branch and we want to raise the main up, we'll come here, we'll click this branch first, and then we'll click the main. Now we'll go in here and we'll hit the trim command. 1/8 inch, 1/8 inch. Everything is still happy. Everything's still 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch. Everything still maintains slope. So, in essence, we can move pipes up and down with this aligned branch. We can move things around. Everything will work and connect. Traps get a little funny, as we're going to see when we move into the fabrication part. All right, now we're in another project. This is a 2023 Revit project that I did years ago, or I'm sorry, 24 Revit project I did years ago. And what we have here is a bathroom group with a bunch of vents, and we have 2 floor drains, and we have this here stack that goes up. Essentially, we come off the main, we have to roll up, hit a 45 so we can get above this footer. But what we're going to do is we're going to pretend the footer doesn't exist, and we're going to lower everything, because let's say our client come back and says, hey, we want it to come off flat here because there's going to be some conduit or something that runs over top. Like, I don't know. Maybe they want to put a duct bank on top. Who knows? These people are crazy. So we're going to come in here and we're going to select everything and delete it. Takes a minute. Autodesk thought it was genius to add calculations to fabrication fittings, but yeah, it just slows everything up. So the next thing we're going to do is, now that we've deleted that, we can clearly see in the section view our main is down here and all of our piping is up here. So let's go ahead and draw a 3D box. And we'll come back here. We'll use the Zoom 2 command to zoom into it. And we'll extend this box over so we can see the main. And you can see the main is down here and we're here. So now we'll just hit the align branch. We'll come in here, we'll select a pipe, and we'll hit that. And then now we'll just go back and we'll drag this over and see how well that wants to work. And voila, we're there. We're still at an 1/8 inch. Everything moved, everything's at an 1/8 inch. Everything is great. if we go back here, you'll see that these traps got disconnected because fabrication traps are the bane of my existence because they're just nothing but problems. But we have a solution for that. We have align and connect. So we'll just come down here and we'll align these bad boys. And now they're reconnected. So even the align branches works on fabrication parts. As I said, fabrication parts, duct, conduit, and cable trays. Okay, so let's say you have a floor drain and you want to connect it to a pipe. So we'll come in here, we'll click on this. I think it's a floor drain. It might even be a floor sink. Who knows? It's been a long time since I've been in this project. So we'll go ahead and grab it and we'll move it over here and we'll place it right here. Immediately, when I copied it over, you can see the fabrication pipe disconnected from the trap. Why, I do not know, but that's just what it does. Also, if I am to cut a section and I open it up, let me go ahead and make this a little smaller. You'll see that the pipes don't align. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the align and connect. We're going to connect the trap to the pipe. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to use the align branches. And what that does is we clicked on the pipe and then we clicked on this and everything is happy at the moment. So what we're going to do is now we're going to connect the two pipes together. We'll just come in here and we'll drag this back here and we'll connect those and everything is happy. And we'll just come in here and we will connect that back. So that's how we can quickly add a floor drain to a system and still be able to work it quickly, align branches, move things around, even if the pipe was at an angle. So let's drag this back here. We'll delete this. Delete this. We'll drag this over here. Even if this pipe was at an angle and I rotate it, .45 degrees, I'm going to have to run this, push this over a little bit. I can still come in here. I can use the align branch on the fabrication parts. You can see something disconnected there. But I can still go in here and I can connect it. And then I can find out what disconnected and go in here, use the zoom tool command, and let's flip around the other side. It's probably the P trap that got disconnected. Nope, it's the weird angled pipe there now that doesn't want to connect right. So we'll just leave that disconnected for now. And we'll come in here and we'll use the align and connect now. And we get it all to work. So that's what we have to date and how it all works. If you'd like to give this a test drive, you can find us at valorvdc.com. You'll see the link in the description. We do have a 15-day free trial. And anything after that, it's like $5 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee from Starbucks. I mean, it's half a cup of coffee. If you act soon enough, you can get in for a founder's level at $3 a month while I'm still trying to work out a couple bugs from the commands, and you can help me build this and offer more suggestions on commands and tools and stuff you'd like to see. And lastly, if you found value in this video and made it this far and didn't fall asleep, please hit the like button and subscribe. It'll do wonders for the channel and it'll help us to get seen and noticed by more people so that we can help more people and help take care of the community.